Most shooters miss the easy targets. Brad Kidd almost never does. And the reason has nothing to do with aim. The strange part? The easier the target looks, the more dangerous it actually becomes. Most people think missing a target means bad accuracy, bad reflexes, bad eyesight. Wrong. In sporting clays, the targets professionals fear the most are often the ones amateurs laugh at, because easy targets create one deadly illusion. They make your brain relax. And the second your brain relaxes, your technique collapses without you noticing. This is why thousands of shooters repeat the exact same mistake for years, thinking they have an aiming problem, when they actually have a focus problem. And that one misunderstanding keeps them stuck at the same level for years. No matter how many shells they fire, no matter how much they practice, the same missed targets, the same frustration. Brad Kidd isn't just another weekend shooter. He's one of the most respected names in competitive sporting clays. A sport where milliseconds decide everything. In major competitions, top shooters regularly hit over 90% of targets under extreme pressure. But what separates elite shooters from everyone else isn't raw talent, it's visual discipline. Brad Kidd built a reputation for consistency, not flashy trick shots, not lucky streaks. Consistency. And in clay shooting, consistency is everything. One lapse in focus can destroy an entire round. That's why professional shooters obsess over mental control more than recoil, more than equipment, even more than the shotgun itself. Think about that for a second. More than the gun itself. Because the gun doesn't miss, the mind does. Here's where most shooters lose easy targets. They look at the gun. Not consciously, but for a split second, their eyes drift toward the barrel bead. And that tiny eye movement destroys depth perception. It happens so fast that most shooters never even realize it. They walk off the station thinking they pulled the trigger too late, or the shells were bad, or the wind shifted. But the real reason was something that happened long before the trigger was pulled. It happened in the eyes. Brad Kidd does the exact opposite. He stays visually connected to the clay itself, not the shotgun. To him, the gun is almost invisible. The clay is everything. Every edge of it, every degree of its angle, the speed, the spin, the arc. His eyes lock onto the target so completely that the gun becomes an extension of his body, not a separate object he's trying to aim. Most beginners try to calculate lead distance mechanically. They think 1 foot ahead, maybe 2 feet, now shoot. But by the time the brain finishes calculating, the target is already gone. The brain is fast, but not that fast. When you try to measure with your mind in real time, you've already lost. Elite shooters train their eyes until the movement becomes subconscious. They don't chase the target, they connect to its speed. It's almost like driving a car. When you first learn to drive, every movement feels mechanical. Mirrors, steering, brakes, signals. But experienced drivers stop thinking about the mechanics. Their brain predicts movement automatically. You don't think about turning the wheel. You just turn, because your nervous system has done it 1,000 times. That's exactly what Brad Kidd trains in shooting. His body has repeated the correct motion so many times that thinking actually gets in the way. And then there's pressure. The moment shooters start thinking about score, everything changes. They rush easy shots because the brain labels them as safe. The internal voice says, "This one's a gift. Don't mess it up." And suddenly, you're thinking about not missing instead of actually shooting. That mental shift is catastrophic because now you're reacting to fear instead of the target. But Brad Kidd treats easy targets with the same respect as impossible ones. Same routine, same eye control, same timing. And that discipline is why simple targets become automatic instead of dangerous. When every target gets the same process, your brain stops ranking them. It stops assigning emotions to them. It just executes. But here's the twist. Brad Kidd does miss. And when he misses, it's usually not because of bad aim. It's because the brain broke focus for less than half a second. That's how brutal this sport really is. Half a second. That's all it takes to go from crushing the target to watching it sail past unbroken. One professional shooter once described sporting clays as trying to stay mentally perfect while holding controlled explosions in your hands. And suddenly, this stops looking like a shooting sport. It starts looking like psychology. So what's the real secret behind why Brad Kidd almost never misses easy targets? Just this one thing. He never lets the brain decide a target is easy. The average shooter changes mentally depending on the target. Hard target leads to maximum focus. Easy target leads to relaxed attention. And that tiny drop in concentration destroys timing. It's not dramatic. It's not obvious, but it is always there, waiting. The moment your brain whispers, "This one's easy," your eyes soften, your mount gets sloppy, your timing drifts by a fraction. And fractions are everything in this sport. But Brad Kidd removes emotion from the process. Every target gets the same routine. Same eyes, same mount, same patience. That consistency forces the subconscious mind to perform automatically. And once shooting becomes subconscious, the easy targets stop tricking you. This is why some shooters improve dramatically after years of struggle. Not because they learned to aim better, but because they finally learned how to focus correctly. They stopped trying to control the outcome and started trusting the process they'd trained. So when you watch Brad Kidd crush targets that everyone else misses, you're not watching better eyesight, you're watching total mental control. Discipline so deeply trained that there's no room left for hesitation. No room for doubt. No room for the brain to say, "This one's different." And the next time an easy target appears in front of you, that might actually be the most dangerous moment of all, because the real enemy was never the target. It was the split second your focus disappeared. And there's another reason elite shooters react faster than human reflexes should allow, which we'll break down next. After watching this, the way you see sporting clays will never be the same. If you want to improve your own shooting and understand what's actually happening inside the minds of elite shooters, go ahead and like this video. It only takes a second, and it genuinely helps this channel grow. And if you want more videos like this delivered straight to you, hit subscribe right now. Because in the next video, we're going to break down the hidden mechanics that separate elite shooters from everyone else. And drop a comment down below. Have you ever missed an easy target when the score actually mattered? I'd genuinely love to know. See you in the next one.